This is your host, Steve from the back, coming at you again, raw, unscripted. This is Steve coming at you once again. This is not your typical type of YouTube rant. Hell, I mean, this isn't your typical type of YouTube channel, period, in my opinion. This is not the norm. I'll dare say, in fact, I'm trying to start a trend. I'm just trying to start, I feel like I'm starting a trend, because I feel like my channel, though it may be small and unheard of, okay, maybe I'm going a little far saying starting a trend, because I'm sure there are channels like mine out there. I just don't see them. I really just don't see them, I guess. But what I do sometimes is I tell these stories, and it is not a good thing when I have to tell a story like this, because when I have to tell a story of this nature to my audience, it either is shame on me that I have to tell a story, because it is something that I'm telling, which is which is putting shame upon me, because obviously I did something maybe, or that was disgusting, or something that was perverted, or something that was like shady, which rarely ever I tell stories of myself like that, because I don't really do shit like that. Right? So I told a story like that once about myself, but that was like what I call a FAP story. Like, that was me just explaining how, I did something that was disgusting and perverted, but I did it because I wanted to kind of like take a jab at somebody, and I did this within their house, and I purposely left the, how do you even say this? I left the, fuck, I don't even know a word to use. I left the end result, let's just put it like that. I left the end results of that act in the house purposely so she would see it and she would get pissed off. And I don't even know if she ever did, but I just brazenly did that because I was like, fuck you, bitch. This was my way of saying fuck you, and that's what it was. But I rarely do things like that. But normally, like the story I'm about to tell you now, which actually happened today, and it is a disgusting story. It is a shameful story, and it is beyond sick, and someone needs to be punished for this shit, in my opinion. But you know how there's a such thing called the law, obviously. You can't take shit into your own hands all the time. And sometimes you just have to take shit into account and realize that, every motherfucker has his day, and realize that when it's time to pay for the crime, it's time for you to do the time, right? So if you did the crime, you do your time, which may mean you getting your ass whooped, which may mean something worse than that happening to you, which may even mean me not even laying a hand on you, but some way or somehow something very unfortunate happens to you, and that's that. And that could be a number of things, and it may even be something you can't come back from. If you read between the lines, you may not come back, if you know what I mean. But what I have to say is, this gutter story. This is a gutter story, so it's another gutter story. I don't like making these because if you have a compilation of gutter stories, that means you need to change something in your life, because that means you're coming in contact with too much negative things that you're able to tell gutter stories. So this is the latest gutter story, and this is a short story. This is a very abrupt, weird happening that I would never really kind of expect. Someone may say, well, you should expect it. Well, when I explain it, you're going to be like, no, you probably shouldn't expect that. So it's a Sunday, and it is a very hot Sunday. It is very humid and very hot, right? It is a very nice type of weather because it's the type of weather to where at least you know you won't be cold. So if you go outdoors, you know you're not going to be cold at least. That cold is kind of like out of the question, right? So you may think, well, if I go outside, I'm just going to find a spot where there's shade and I'm just going to kind of hang out in that shade, right? So, with that being said, if you've watched this channel, if you're not new to if you're new to this channel, you probably don't know that like I talk about fitness on this channel. I talk about how me always being in a bulking phase, a state of always trying to build muscle. I'm not trying to burn fat. I'm just trying to get bigger. You know, I'm a skinny guy, and I'm just trying to build muscle. So there's no weight loss thing involved with this type of fitness. There's no, it's just try to put on muscle, try to look good, and that's it, right? That's about it. But that's not all I do though. You know what I mean? But because I'm saying this to say I don't like to go very, very far and burn a lot of calories, right? If I do something that's going to burn calories, I want to make sure that it is something I'm doing that is functional. It is something that's going to give me a lot of just explosive power in the exercise, or whatever I'm doing is probably going to be short. And I'm going to purposely keep it short because I don't want to burn a lot of calories, right? I don't have a lot of fat to burn. The little muscle I have, there's no way that I'd want to try to eat into that. I'd have to starve myself to start eating away my muscle plus burning. You get the point, right? If you know anything about fitness. So the point is, I don't go all over the fucking city. I don't walk long distances, huge distances for no reason, right? For me to have to walk like very far would have to be for a very significant reason. Like there's no, other than that, it wouldn't make any sense that I would. You know what I mean? Like I don't even care how many women are in the city. I'm not going to be a guy who walks around, that's the key word, walks around trying to look for a girl to pick up, right? There's no, if I go anywhere, I'm going to go somewhere short, somewhere not too far, and then I'm going to go back to where I live, right? It's obviously. So I go to a playground that's not too far from where I live sometimes because no kids are there. Actually, no human beings are there, period, most of the time. There's really no one there. Because on a Sunday, people tend to center around like the church or the parking lot of the church, if that, and there's not too much activity on this playground. That's what I like about it. There's really like no one there. So if I go there, if I even have to use it to work out, I can do whatever I want there. I can rest under it. There's shade under it. So you get the idea, right? But, so today I'm under there, right? I'm under the playground, and I hear someone yell nigger, right? So I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, oh, whoa. Did you, hold up, bro. What the? I'm like, am I hearing things, or did I really just hear someone yell nigger? And they yelled it in like a very, it sounded like a bird chirping. Like it sounded like they were yelling it like nigger, like in a sly way. Like they like thought that, which they were very successful with this. I think they said it in a way to where there's no way I know where it was coming from. And if I tried to look to see where it was coming from, they could have easily just played it off like they weren't saying anything at all, because there's really not much going on. I look to my left. Is it left? Yeah, to my left, there's like a kid and a dog, and then there's like some woman or some man and a woman and a man, and then there's a woman and a man over in one direction, and then there's just a man sitting. So in my mind, I'm thinking, it's probably that fat, little, short-looking motherfucker that looks like a tot, like a tater tot, sitting over there in the chair over across the street there. I'm thinking, but I don't know if it's him, because his mouth was shut. Like when I looked at him, his face was facing in like towards the left, and his mouth was closed. Like he wasn't saying anything, and I couldn't even tell if he could even see me or not. Honestly, I couldn't tell if anyone could see me, but I'm thinking someone probably had to be able to see me, even if they were from a window somewhere, because why would you be yelling nigger like a peeping bird at least twice in succession while I'm under the playground? So I have some things to say about that. Number one, that already puts some, to me, you're a mark. That puts a mark on your head. That says, okay, so one, you're a punk ass bitch. Because if you don't have the balls to come in my close vicinity and insult me, then I already look at you like a victim. Like I already look at you like, oh, it's one of those. You know what I mean? It's you're one of those types. And you know what happens to people like that? I hate to say it, but like I said, when the sun is down, wrong place, wrong time, bad things can happen to people like that. And I have no, when I say no, I have no, and listen to what I'm saying. I have no remorse for a person like that. That's all I have to say, right? I have no remorse for a person like that. Whatever happens to you, happens to you, and I don't even care, right? So I already am saying like, okay, this person, whoever this is a coward, and I'm like a shark. When I feel that you're fearful and you're weak, I'm just like a shark. That's like a shark smelling blood. I'm thinking, okay, so you can open your mouth and try to be cowardly and yell something from around a corner and be sly and shit, but that shows me how weak you are. That shows me how much of a victim you are, and I look at you like a prey. Like you're like, okay, this is someone that I would prey on, basically, and I'll put you in that category, so that makes me feel even more emboldened to possibly do something to you. So I hate to say it, but that's the way my brain works. When I hear shit like that, when I experience behaviors like that, that's where my mind goes, right? And like I'll say again, I have no problem, whether it's by my own hand or someone else or whatever, I have no problem having something horrible happen to someone like that. Okay? So, especially if they're a man, especially if it's a male, have no problem. So, I'm just letting that be said, right? So, I hear this shit and I'm like, okay, well, this isn't the first time that I've ever been called a nigger before. And then I also have to say, so you people out here who are racist and you're going around calling people niggers, you have to realize something, right? You have to realize something from a strong, straight black male, right? This is one thing you have to realize, that you probably don't really understand how we think, right? So you have to understand that it's more or less the principle that you are disrespectful and that you are a coward that irks a person like me, right? It's not even the fact that you called me a quote nigger, because it's like, in my mind, you seem like a little coward, like you're a clown. You're like, oh my god, you're like a woman. It's like, oh my god, there's a nigger on the playground. Oh my god, he should be in chains and shackles working my crops. Oh my god, it's a loose nigger. It's a nigger on the loose. It's like, it's just like, oh, real, okay. Like, you don't understand that. Look, no one in this world that gives a fuck about anything worth giving a fuck about cares if they're a nigger, right? You just got to understand that. Like, no one cares about, that is not a very strong word, okay? If you're homeless, you're broke, you're busted, you're unattractive, you're disgusting, you have no love life, you have no sex life, you have no money, you have no hobbies, you have no talents, you are unattractive, you are weak, you are cowardly, right? You are this, you're that. Those are the things that a person generally would hate to be, right? Maybe I'm wrong. That's just, maybe I'm just wrong. But I'll tell you this, right? If I had all the things I wanted in the world, I can go to bed resting just fine if I'm a nigger, right? Do you get how that actually works? So my whole thing is this. It's like, if you're going to try to like get at someone, try to actually, like, learn the psychology behind a person's brain, or like I said, a strong, heterosexual, black male like myself, that if you come at me with that weak ass shit, all you're gonna do is piss me off in the way of that you are a coward, you're being disrespectful, or whatever, or that maybe I think like, I can't assault you because you just said a word. That makes me more mad than anything. So I'm just saying that weak ass shit is like, come on, man. That's all you got. That's all you got. Oh, so you're gonna yell nigger, and then you're gonna yell it from a goddamn castle somewhere? Like you're yelling it from a window top or a fucking porch, and then acting like you're not saying anything. When I look around, you're just everybody's silent. I mean, come on. That's some cowardly shit. So what I'm really trying to say is that shit is weak. That is a weak assault. That is a weak attempt of anything. It's just fucking weak at the end of the day. But on the same coin, you also have to remember that a cold-hearted gangster motherfucker like me, the thing is, you don't want to put my attention on you in that negative way. You just don't. You just don't. And I'm not going to brag, and I'm not going to tell you anything that could be incriminating or anything. I'm not going to go into details, but like I said, I've seen bad things happen to a person before, and they didn't necessarily maybe come back from whatever happened, right? So I'm just giving that warning out there for you stupid motherfuckers that think that shit is cool. Like, oh, I'm gonna yell. Oh, okay, all right. But just like I said, when it comes time to pay, you're gonna pay some way or another. You're going to pay for your fucking actions. Okay, so that's what I have to say about that. Okay, and this is I hate having these type of stories, but these stories have to be made for the sake of just content, right? But it really threw me off too, because I was like, really? I was like, really? And nothing's like, so the funny thing is, I also have to think of the psychology behind a person like that. It's like, because I'm just going to keep going to that same spot like I always do. I'm just going to be doing the same things I always do. And like, what are you really trying to accomplish? You just pissed me off momentarily. You also alerted me to the fact that there are someone or possible peoples like you in the area. That's another dumb thing for you to fucking do. You know what I mean? Because what you just did is alerted me to the possibility of something. And once you alert me to something, then I'm going to possibly, I'll just say possibly, have a certain course of action. And I'm not going to say what that is. I'm not going to, but I'm not going to give you any info. But the thing is, it's almost like you turn on a switch. Like there was no reason for me to think like that or to think anything about that. And because you decided you want to be a dumbass, your dumbass did some, just like, I may link it in the description, but there is another gutter story that I told on here. And this actually was a woman that was involved. Not the one about the racist woman. This one is just about some bitch that was just really stupid. And she said some stupid, disrespectful shit to me over the phone. And I was just like, what? So I basically just cut her off after I started to fucking yell at her over the phone. But to tell you the honest truth, man, after that whole shit went down, you know what I thought about doing? I'm gonna keep it real. I thought about jumping on this bitch and taking her fucking shoes. I was thinking, like, what can I do to her to where necessarily I don't have to do so much damage, but I could really scare the shit out of this bitch and show her what the fuck time it is, right? I could jump on that bitch in whichever way I have to, literally take off her fucking shoes, bro. walk off with them shits like they were mine. Like, what, bitch? You want more? You want to get choked again? What do you want? Do you want me to literally just throw you around, choke you, smash you to this ground, and take your shoes off again? What do you want me to really do that to you? Because that was what my thought was. I was like, I should make a point. I should make an example out of this bitch. But you know what? For me to do something like that, at the risk of possibly getting caught, it's too risky for me. I can't be doing that shit. But I thought it. And then someone was like, that knows her was like, oh, you know, she might call the cops. She's probably going to call the cops on you because she feels threatened. I'm thinking, oh, really? She's going to call the cops, huh? Well, she should have never opened her mouth like that. Like, if like I said, if you're really about that life, then you're not going to call no cops. Like I said, you would be man or woman enough to see me face to face, stand before me, and be ready for whatever comes next, right? But no, people want to be little cowards. You want to say shit over the phone like a little bitch, and then when I call you back and I start digging into your ass, then you run like a little bitch. This is what I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, I'm the person who gives no fucks. The only thing I give a fuck about is going to jail. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. There's no heart, literally where my heart would be is a hole. There's no, just keeping it real, right? So, I'm that guy. I don't give a fuck. I give no fucks. Okay? Just saying. And someone will be like, oh, well, what, are you racist? No. I deal with blacks and whites the same way. It doesn't really matter. It's just that I hate white men more. That's the only way I could put it. White men are just worse they're just worse to me. It's just because I'm black. It just makes me more angry when it comes to them. But, and someone will say, oh, well, that's racist. Well, I don't give a fuck what it is. Because this is the thing I always say, I'm not like you motherfuckers. I'm not scared of someone thinking I'm a racist. I'm not scared of someone thinking that I'm anything. I'm not afraid to go to bed knowing that I'm this or I'm that. Do you get the point? Like, I don't give a fuck. I only care about accomplishing things, and that is it. That's all I care about, is accomplishing things, and that is it. I don't give a fuck about all that other political this and that, trying to be the nice guy, trying to be relatable. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. So, I don't know what other way to put it but that. But that's the truth. That's just the way I am. So, I just thought I had to share that story with you guys. I'm just like, it's kind of comical in a way, because it's kind of like, what are you, the nigger bird? You're just not even yelling. This person was saying it in like a coo rhythm. Like they were like, nigger. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, what? Like really? Did someone just say that shit? And then not a peep after that. I was like, what? So, I mean, come on, man. So, this is your host, Steve from the back. This is another gutter story. I don't even know what I'm going to title this. And honestly, I don't know how YouTube is going to take this. Even though I'm telling a story about what happened to me, the algorithm may just hear me say, and then think, I don't know. So this is me put kind of at risk. This is me putting risk upon myself telling this story, but this story has to be told. This has to be told, right? It just has to be told. But also, what I also want to put in this little thing is this, right? If you're somebody, right, I'm just going to say this, and I don't give a fuck who thinks what. If you're someone out here and some motherfucker's been doing this stupid little shit and trying to be sly and blah, 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 and, and they think they're clever and shit, and you catch them, like I said, at the wrong place, the wrong time, make sure you make a real good example out of them for the dumb shit they've been doing. Because I always say, I hate all people, but fucking racist white people and males in particular, I hate I cannot describe how much I hate those type of people. Those are the type of people where if I had the means and I would fucking skin you motherfuckers alive and castrate all of you. I give no fucks. You would be done. No fucks are given in this thing, okay? Because I'm not a nice fucking guy anyway. I'm not a nice person already. But there are just certain things that a person can be to where I'm like, nah, no, just no. Just fuck no. Nah, you're getting castrated, you're getting your eyelids pulled off, you're getting skinned alive, you're getting sodomized with a spiky tool, all that shit. All that shit, man. I don't give any fucks. You guys are like, you're lucky I wasn't in charge. Like, if I was in charge in some medieval times or some fucking random age or something, and I was the one that had to deal out the punishments for certain people, it would be horrible. It would be terrible, right? And I give no fucks. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. All I give a fuck about is getting my way in this motherfucking world. That's all. I want what I want, and however I get it is how I get it, and that's what it is, okay? I don't give a fuck about you people. I don't give a fuck about any race, any creed, anything. I don't give a fuck. All I care about is succeeding, right? And that's it. Boom, there you go. That's all. It's all about succeeding. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if succeeding is me going across the street and buying a fucking strawberry shortcake ice cream, right? If I have to smash your head in to get across the street to get that ice cream, well, then that's what it's going to be. Obviously, that's not going to... You get what I'm saying. You would never have to bash someone's head for ice cream. But you do get my point. I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, you know, I this and I... No. Because that would be me playing a character to try to act like I care. I don't fucking care, right? But what I do care about is if you fucking piss me off. And that shit pisses me off. And that shit pissed me the fuck off. So, there you go. This is your host, Steve, from the back. Whitney, Wisconsin has nothing on me. I'm the nastiest motherfucker on YouTube. Whitney, Wisconsin is... Whitney, Wisconsin is nothing. Whitney, Wisconsin is not the nastiest anything on YouTube. No. I am the nastiest man on YouTube. Fuck everybody else. This is your host, Steve, from the back. Like, comment, and sub, and share, and have a nice day.